Have a vision. Think big. Ignore the naysayers and give back and change the world. Because if not us, who? If not now, when?
Thank you all for being here today to celebrate Dilly Joe Gifford's amazing life. This presentation is from his mama, honoring her precious son's memory. It was a cold, rainy day in Utah on March 21st of 1992, and I'm 9 months pregnant. Of course, Tony and I are going pheasant hunting. Nothing holding us back. Dylan isn't due for another 19 days. And besides that, I got a big district-wide elementary PE festival at Cannon the next day. All seemed normal for us. It was a great day of hunting. We ate some of our kill and finished the day by the fire. It was time to head home and get those birds in the freezer. But labor pains. Oh my goodness, I begged Dylan not to come so early. I pleaded with him, Dylan, I'm way too exhausted to have you. I smell bad. They're not going to admit me. Dylan seemed to enjoy that hunt as much as we did and wanted to get a start on life immediately. So on March 22nd of 1992, I delivered a perfect little Dilly Joe, 8 pounds, 3 ounces. Oh, that baby D. Some nicknames that Dylan acquired throughout his life were Noopy, Noop Dog, Dog, Dilly, Dill Pickle, Dilly Joe, Silly Dilly, Dylon, Dalt, Baby D, and a few others I can't say in church. He was such a fun-loving little tyke. He was a very easy infant, but a very whiny toddler. But through his whining, he always had ways of making us belly laugh. I remember this question he asked, "What's that, Mommy?" I said, "Honey, that's a dragonfly." He said, "Oh, do they blow little fires?" I have an affinity with fireflies, especially now. He'd ask me, "Can we go to Hutong and have some pancakes?" I loved his little Mickey Mouse voice. He was such a challenged child. He always pushed us to the limit. But interestingly enough, when that kid was on a trail, the whining would stop. He'd just go and go. He'd actually get in front of us. I remember a time we hiked all the way to Angel's Landing in cowboy boots. The kid never whined or complained once. He loved being on the trail. When Dilly set his mind to do something, he did it. If he wanted something, he got it. It wouldn't matter how many times we'd say no. He'd figure out a way to get what he wanted every single time. He was that kind of kid that thought timeout was a joke. It didn't help him at all. But what was interesting was a little spank on the bottom. That little bit of pain made him stop. He reflected. I'd see his logical brain kick in, and he'd go introspective. Then and only then it seemed that he would come to me and he'd say, "Mommy, I'm so sorry." We'd talk about it, and then we'd hug. He'd melt my heart every single time. There was a time we were at my mom's lakefront property, and we were playing the game right, left, center. There was $33 in the kitty, and Dylan was one of the 3 left to possibly win the kitty. So Dylan announced, "If I win this money, I'm going to strip down naked and jump in the lake." Well, of course Dylan won, and of course Dylan stripped down and jumped in that frigid water. Oh my goodness, we laugh about that to this day. Dylan was one of those crazy kamikaze kids. He was that accident waiting to happen. When he was 4, he jumped off the bench at Foot Locker, lost his balance, and nearly poked his eye out by landing on the metal sock holder. Off to the hospital we go. Later, he dropped a bottle on the tile, and of course the glass jumped up and cut his leg that required stitches. He ran his hand through a plate glass window, chasing Lena. I recall the doctor shuddering while sewing him up. He knocked off an ornamental arrowhead off the wall and put a huge gouge in his arm. He broke his hand, broke his arm. He had 2 knee surgeries from doing backflips and 720s on his snowboard. The list goes on. I'm surprised I never got a call from social services because of all the hospital visits. I loved when Dylon and I went mountain biking, but it was almost a guarantee that he would either taco a rim, break a chain, annihilate a derailer. I mean, it was just constant. If we were kayaking, there was always a tip into the cold water. Just always a great, fun, frustrating story to tell, for sure. There was a day when we were traveling to Park City and he gave me the greatest gift ever. He said, "Mom, tell me about you and what it was like growing up in Wapak." I was wowed. I especially enjoyed our spiritual talks. He had a few mind-blowing experiences that he would love to share with anyone who would listen. Dylon made it through the troubled teen era and said he wouldn't change a thing, even though those times were very hard and very painful. Those were the times, he said, that made him grow and find the Lord. He found strength in the John Greenleaf Whittier poem, "Don't Quit." He told me that he felt the Lord's presence through reading these words. They were so impactful, he tattooed the last paragraph on his arm to remind him to stick to the fight when hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you must not quit. I Googled Whittier and read that the critical opinion on the value of Whittier's poetry is mixed. Some dismiss it as overly emotional, while others believe that heartfelt simplicity is precisely its appeal. I see why my Dylon was so attracted to this poet. Dylon was very emotional, and he has simply the biggest heart. Dylon participated in a lot of sports, and he was good at all of them. He just got super bored with one, and so he had to try something different. He was great at soccer, basketball, football, baseball, volleyball. He's a hunter, a fisherman, a gymnast, a snowboarder, and he even attempted bronco busting. When he was in middle school, he was an actor, and he won Student of the Year in acting. In fact, I had people tell me, "You need to get Dylon an agent. He's that good." This pattern of changing sports occurred with jobs as well. He managed a Dairy Queen at the mall, went to work on the slopes in Bryan Head, got into the electrical field, became a cowboy guide who took tourists in the Grand Canyon down to Phantom Ranch on mules. He loved those mules, and they loved him back. He used to give them kisses. He got bored with the big hole in the ground, he'd say, and he moved to Bryce Canyon to become a guide there. And if you were lucky enough to get Dylon as a guide, you would laugh the whole 2 hours. After he got bored with that job, he got his bartending certification in Vegas. It wasn't long after that he met Courtney and had an opportunity to become a fisherman in Alaska. It was on the torrential Alaskan water job that he had another come to Jesus moment after a trapped whale looked him in the eye. He helped save a crew that capsized, found a Bible to keep him sane, Googled a prison workout so that he could keep his body in shape while on the ship. He realized that he could do anything. When he got to shore, he read lots of how to be successful books, listened to motivational audios, videos, and again worked out super hard to get that body that he always dreamed about. He eventually figured out that his childhood dream of becoming a firefighter had to happen. He put what he read into practice. Success seemed to be happening for him. He joined the volunteer fire department, got some calls, and fought a big ship fire. And he told me, "Mom, this is what I have to do. It's such an adrenaline rush for me." He went on another call and tried to revive a 19-year-old kid that hung himself. He told me as difficult as it was to see the kid pass, he knew this was his calling and he could handle it. In the meantime, Dylon became a life coach and was assigned an older veteran. They simply asked him, "Get the guy to shower." Dylon not only got him to shower, but he got him to cut his hair and go work out with him. Dylon told me that the veteran was actually his angel. When Dee got back to Vegas, he worked for EOS Fitness. And I went into the club one day and they said, "You're Dylon Gifford's mom? Oh my God, that kid is killing it. He's making us look really bad." He's an awesome salesperson. Dylon loved the challenge of being the sales guy and motivating people to work out. But he just couldn't wait to get that call from the fire department. But of course, we know God had a bigger calling and needed him in heaven. I wanted to share one of the priceless texts that Dylon sent to me. It says, "Hey, just wanted to say I proved myself wrong today. I passed my EMT written on the first try. The ultimate hardest test I've ever taken. Biggest challenge I have ever put on my mind. Mom, I did it. I am somebody. I am something I never thought I could be. I'm so proud of myself. I'm on a different high in my life. It feels so amazing to go after something and really achieve it. Thank you always for the support and confidence you engraved in me. You're the best mentor and mom anyone could have. I love you." Dylon sends me constant signs that his soul is ever present. And with that said, please know that the following music choices were his idea. While in Sedona riding my mountain bike, I'm listening to Pandora's 70 Rock station. And it kept flipping to country. I'm not a huge fan of country, so I stopped and I changed the station back to my 70s rock. But as Dylon would have it, it flipped back to the country station, and these two songs kept coming up. So here you go, Dee.
Gas, I got the matches. We gonna turn this town to ashes, 'cause they ain't never seen nothing like us. I ain't heard loud till we turn it up. I got the wild, you got the crazy. You know that's why I love you, baby, 'cause your motor runs just as fast as mine. Pedal to the metal, keep the throttle down all night. And we only get one life. Ain't scared to ride this train. Make a few marks, leave a few stains. Might slam just a little too hard. Might take it just a little too far. Might burn out like a firework, like a shooting star across the sky. Yeah, we may not be around in 20 years, but they're sure gonna know we were here. Yeah, they're sure gonna know we were here. People talk, girl, you know damn well, but when they got a good tale to tell, let's give them something they ain't never seen. A little rated R redneck dream. Let's blaze a trail through the dirty South, and give them something they can talk about. A little story that they won't forget long after we ride off into the sunset, baby, 'cause we ain't dead yet, baby. Ain't scared to ride this train. Make a few marks, leave a few stains. Might slam just a little too hard. Might take it just a little too far. Might burn out like a firework, like a shooting star across the sky. And we may not be around in 20 years, but they're sure gonna know we were here.
not that long ago. It goes too fast for the curtains close. I'll say goodbye to last night, no regrets that I can just. If I had a wish, I'd have more time to see you. Standing there next to me, my heart skipped the last beat, but it's still been one hell of a ride. Standing there next to me, it's been one hell of a ride. I've been running from myself so long, too many years I can't recall.